How's everybody doing? Thanks for watching. We got some 2022 Ford Explorers in the shop here, and I just want to show you. On the right, you can see we've got our tail lights totally removed. We're getting ready to drill them for our hideaway lights. On the left, we've got a completely stock vehicle. Just want to go over how to remove a tail light on these new 2022 Explorers. If you've never done it, stay tuned. We're going to show you how to take them out without breaking anything and all the steps that are needed to get the taillight out of the truck ready for a hideaway install. We'll follow this video up with the actual hideaway install video of putting the strobe lights in the reverse and or the turn signal portion of these newer 2020 Ford Explorer taillights. Alrighty, first thing we're going to do is going to take a T25 Torx, and we're going to get started popping these 4 Torx screws off on each side, 2 on each side, and then this top block plastic will pop right off. Alrighty, as you can see there, plastics pop right off. I use just a standard drill with a regular apex and a T25. You can use a small ratchet if you prefer, and it's a short screw, doesn't need a massive amount of torque when you put it back. Next thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be accessing the bolt behind these 2 panels on the sides of the hatch here. And these panels, the way you want to remove them, I'm going to focus in here on a removed panel to show you what it looks like. This panel has hooks and quite small on the bottom here, and it installs with the hooks down and snaps in on the top. So on the top here is where you want to pry with your little screwdriver. Try to get it in this area by the clip, and you pull the top out and then lift it up slightly, and try to not break that tiny little bottom tab here, because that's what holds it on the bottom. It's like this on each side. So again, you want to enter your screwdriver from the top and pull out and then up, and you'll get this tab out each side, and that'll expose the bolt, spring bolt, that you need an 11mm socket to remove. Here's the spring bolt that will hold the taillight in, and it's an 11mm socket to remove that. And there'll be one of these on each side right behind that cover that you just remove. Once that spring bolt is removed, the only other thing holding the taillight in is a snap-in retainer at the tip of the taillight up here. That retainer goes in sideways like this. So if you grab the taillight and pull backwards as hard as you can, you're just going to break that. This retainer needs to come out away from the body to be removed. You wiggle the taillight, and then this piece on the side might come right off. It's okay. It just is held on with these small clips right here. It pops on and off. It's just a trim piece. So if it pops off in your hand, don't worry. It's not a big deal. We'll put it back when we install it. As you can see here, that's the retainer right there that I was talking about, and it clicks in like this. So you can't pull this backwards. You'll never get it out that way. Now, once you get it to this point, there's a small connector right here for the LED brake tail portion, and there are 2 bulbs. We simply undo the connector by pushing up on the tab and pulling back on the wire, and we pop the bulb out. Your signal bulb is on top always, and it has a gray socket. Your reverse bulb is on the bottom, and they are indexed, so you can't put them in incorrectly. Now, once you have the taillight out and you have that side bezel removed, you can see the factory sockets here, and where you might be drilling a hideaway in, we would be probably going right here on the bottom. And then on this one, we may or may not go on the side. We're unsure yet. Stay tuned for details on the hideaway install. But this is how to remove the taillight if you were to need to change a bulb or do any of that. And of course, the reverse procedure, put it right back in, do everything we did but backwards. Be very careful. Don't over tighten the 11mm spring socket, spring nut. It does not need to be that overly tight. And I'm going to try to update this with some torque values for you if I can find them on Ford, but really it's hand tight. It's a plastic taillight. Don't go crazy on it. Thanks for watching. I hope this helped you do something on your Explorer. If it did, drop a comment. Let me know. How y'all doing? Just going to show you a little bit more detail here on these 2022 Explorer taillights. These are 2022 Ford Explorer taillights. We're doing hideaways in the lower portion. We have orange going on here. Let me show you where we drilled the holes in this set right over here. All right, so pardon my panning and zooming, but here's what we're working with. This is the back side of the lens. That's where we drilled the hole there on that one. As we zoom out a little bit, you can see a little bit better. Moving over to this lens, this is where we drilled the hole in this one. So that's where you put your hideaways in. And this right here is going to be your end result. I like to put them in myself with some RTV silicone sealant, and always pre-drill your holes for your screws. That isn't a perfectly flat surface, so go ahead and silicone or RTV sealant them in there. RTV works better than just straight silicone. Straight silicone does not work so hot. All right, that's it. That's the detail on the hideaways.